Here in just a couple of weeks, UnitedHealth Group is set to announce their Q3 earnings, and the last couple of announcements that the company has made have resulted in major drops of the stock price. So today, I want to talk about this upcoming earnings announcement and what really matters moving forward with this company. So UnitedHealth Group is set to announce their earnings on Tuesday, October 28th before the market opens. And right now, analysts are expecting that UNH will grow their top line numbers by 12.2% to $113.13 billion of revenue. They also are expecting that UNH will put up $2.86 of EPS, which would be a massive drop year over year from when they put up $7.15 a year ago. But keep in mind that this massive drop has already been priced into the stock because during their Q2 earnings report, they announced that they were expecting adjusted earnings for 2025 to come in at $16 per share. And if UNH puts up $2.86 in this upcoming announcement, they will be well on track for hitting that $16 for the full year. So far this year, they put up $7.20 of EPS in Q1, $4.08 of EPS in Q2. And if they keep this up, they should easily be able to hit this $16. They actually only need to average $2.36 over the next 2 quarters for them to achieve this $16. However, with what the analysts are expecting over these next 2 quarters, they would actually result in EPS numbers of $16.21. So right now, analysts are expecting the company to actually outperform their own guidance. And in my opinion, I think that UNH over the next 2 quarters should be able to outperform what analysts are expecting. And for the full year, they should easily be able to beat what analysts are expecting, especially what the company is expecting. Keep in mind, they said at least $16 of EPS. So that is the bare minimum of what the company is expecting to put up for their bottom line. I think over the next couple of quarters, they could put up $3 each quarter, resulting in about $16 of additional EPS or around $17 to $18 of full year EPS. But honestly, these next 2 quarters don't even matter. If they come anywhere close to being in line with analyst expectations, that is totally going to be fine. If they only put up $16 of EPS this year, that is totally going to be fine as long as they are providing positive commentary about 2026, because that is what is truly going to matter. In 2026, analysts are expecting the company to put up $17.82 of EPS. I think a lot of investors are anticipating that the company will far outperform this number, especially on their top line, because right now, analysts are only assuming that the company will grow their top line by 4.2% in 2026. In my opinion, this number is extremely low. I think they will grow by at least 8, if not 12% in 2026 for their top line numbers. A lot of this has to do with expected premium increases that year. Right now, the average premium increase for 2026 is 18%. What this chart is showing is a number of different insurance companies and what increases they have filed for in 2026. And the big thing to notice is most companies are targeting a premium increase between 10 and 25%, with the average sitting right at that 18% mark. And what this is causing is a lot of analysts to project that we will see a number of healthy people actually drop their health insurance, causing revenue for a lot of these insurance companies to fall significantly. I personally do not believe that that is going to be the case for a couple of different reasons. The first being that a lot of people carry health insurance through their company and it gets deducted from their paycheck automatically. So I don't think that they are going to just make the decision to drop health insurance because of this small premium increase. The other big factor to consider is I do think that affordable healthcare subsidies will be extended before the end of the year. And the reason these subsidies are such a big deal is because right now projections are showing that out-of-pocket premium costs could double in 2026 compared to 2025 if these subsidies are not extended. That is a lot of additional cost that these consumers will have to take on if they choose to carry their health insurance. For me personally, we actually just did our open enrollment at work, and I paid very close attention to these premiums. And what I saw is that our premiums only increased by about 7%. For me, that is not enough money for me to elect to drop health insurance altogether. And I think that will be the same case for a number of Americans. And I'm still a firm believer that we will see these subsidies extended because right now there's so much focus on this government shutdown. And I think both sides of the aisle are feeling a lot of pressure to do something about this topic. And ultimately, I think they will come to an agreement of some sort of extension that will benefit the American people overall. And if all of this plays out how I'm kind of anticipating it will, I honestly think that UNH will put up EPS of somewhere around $23 to $25 per share in 2026. That is far above what analysts are expecting right now. And if they are able to do that and they trade at an 18 PE ratio, we could see a stock price between $415 per share and $450 per share. And I also think alongside that, again, they should be able to put up top line growth of 8 to 12% instead of this 4% that analysts are expecting. And really, those are my base case numbers. My bull case numbers for EPS are $27 to $29 per share. If they were to do that in 2026, we could see the stock trading at $480 to $525 per share. And ultimately, that is what's going to matter during this earnings report. It's not the numbers that they put up here in Q3 or even the numbers that they're going to put up in Q4, but it's the commentary around 2026 and what the company is anticipating to occur throughout the year. If we get some very solid projections for EPS or revenue in 2026, which I don't really anticipate the company is going to give us, there's going to be probably some sort of commentary, but not clear numbers I wouldn't expect at least this early. But if we see any sort of positive commentary around 2026 from the company, there is going to be a lot of buying into this stock. I think we've already seen that over the last quarter from a number of these super investors. We saw in Q2 massive buys from David Tepper, Michael Burry, as well as Warren Buffett. And I think that has likely continued in Q3, and we could see that even further in the future if they provide some very positive guidance around 2026. And this optimism around 2026 is already being reflected in the company's valuation. Right now, based off analyst expectations for EPS over the course of the next year, UNH is trading at a forward P ratio of a 20. That is actually the highest we have seen this company trade over the course of the last year and a half. And the only reason that UNH would be trading at a premium currently is because investors right now believe that projections from analysts in 2026 are far too low, and that these numbers will need to start coming up to start justifying this slightly higher valuation. But of course, don't buy a company just because some random guy on YouTube talked about it. I do own shares of UNH, both in the YouTube portfolio as well as one of my other personal portfolios. And this is the YouTube portfolio. It's sitting at a value of just under $86,000. And year to date, we're up almost 49%. Our biggest winner recently has been AMD. AMD today alone went up 9, and right now this position is up almost 200%. It's gone from a cost basis of $3,100 to now having a market value of $9,200. And that's actually moved it above UNH as the second largest position in this portfolio. For UNH, we have 24 shares. The market value is $8,600. We have a cost basis of just under 7 grand on this stock, and we're up about 24%. But honestly, what I'm thinking about right now around my portfolio is what do I need to do to outperform in 2026? I think UNH will be a good setup into that year. I also think that Oscar has a very high potential, especially if we see the subsidies for affordable healthcare actually extended. That will have a big benefit on that stock. And then Novo is the other one that I've been playing into. And I think there's a lot of upside for this company in 2026 as well, because something we didn't talk about in this video, but is something that is very relevant for Novo, is what is going on with GLP-1s and how they could be included into a lot of these plans for insurance companies in 2026. So definitely subscribe for a video coming up soon for Novo Nordisk because they're set to announce their earnings in a few weeks as well. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think is important around UNH's earnings announcement that's coming up here soon? And what do you think their numbers are going to look like at the end of 2025, but also the end of 2026? While you're leaving a comment about all of that, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more videos like this one. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your day.